Hey guys, thank you for stopping by. Today I want to talk about guards. We're going to talk about point guards that are playing in the NBA that may or may not necessarily like each other too much. As you may guess, Westbrook is involved. We're going to talk about Westbrook and the time he angered and unleashed Stephen Curry. Before we jump into Westbrook being the nice, caring, and lovable guy that he is, and Steph Curry's savage revenge, let's go through a few scenarios that's been stuck on my mind since I had some cake earlier. If you were to make your ultimate team and you got 4 players in your starting lineup already, but you need a point guard, who would you choose? You have to choose between Russell Westbrook and Stephen Curry. Wait. Oh my God. Just wait. Stop yelling, Steph. Let me tell you the roster first. Jeez. So at the center position, you've got Kristaps Porzingis. At the power forward position, you've got Dirk Nowitzki. At the small forward position, you've got Paul George. And as the shooting guard, you've got Klay Thompson. Who do you want to be at your point guard? Stephen Curry or Russell Westbrook? Me personally, in this scenario, I'm going to go with Westbrook. Hear me out. Come on, guys, quit calling me dumb. Just listen for a sec, will you? So I've got a center and a power forward that can shoot the ball really well, but they don't rebound very well. Remember, I've got Dirk Nowitzki and Kristaps Porzingis at my 4 and 5 spots. On the wings, I've got Klay Thompson and Paul George. These two guys do okay for their positions, but neither of these guys are really going to get too physical and hustle my rebounds. I'm going to need the next guy in my lineup to be the one that doesn't take off any plays and will do everything he can and give me 100. Believe me, I really think this guy is Russell Westbrook. My roster is already loaded with shooters: Dirk, Porzingis, PG-13, and Klay. I really think Russ is the best choice to pair with these guys because the team is kind of soft. Russ would be the tough guy on the team. Okay, so here's another scenario. You've got a prime Dwight Howard at the 5, Kevin Garnett at the 4, Kevin Durant working the 3 spot, Reggie Miller gunning at the 2, and you have to choose between Russell Westbrook and Stephen Curry as your point guard. Who are you going to choose now? This one is kind of a no-brainer. I think Stephen Curry is the better choice in this scenario for every reason you can imagine. The roster is already loaded with big guys that can pull their weight in the paint, and I've got shooters such as Kevin Durant and Reggie Miller on the wings, but I need a scorer who can also get all of these other 4 guys involved. I think the best option here is Steph Curry. That one wasn't too hard. Okay, so the final scenario I have for you. At the center position, you've got Joel Embiid. At the power forward spot, you've got Blake Griffin in his prime. At the small forward position, you've got Kawhi Leonard. And the 2 guard, you have Ray Allen. You now have to choose between Steph and Russell Westbrook to put at the point guard. This one is a little bit trickier than the first 2, so I'll leave y'all to let me know who you're going to go for with this one. By the way, who do you think wins in a matchup with the first 2 rosters? Now that you've all been part of the scenario swirling around in my head after I've had too much of Grandma's rum cake, let's jump over to what I really wanted to talk to you guys about today. Do you remember in the 2016 Western Conference Finals when Kevin Durant's Oklahoma City Thunder went up against Stephen Curry's Golden State Warriors? Yeah, that was a series that led to the Warriors going on to face the Cleveland Cavaliers, led by LeBron James. That was the year after the Cavaliers won their first ever NBA championship. Why is that year important? So let's talk about what happened in that series. In the series, the Oklahoma City Thunder jumped out to a menacing 3-1 lead over the Warriors. The games were over before they even started. The Thunder completely destroyed the Warriors and won those games by an average of more than 26 points. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook seemed to have everything together chemistry-wise, and the Thunder were just rolling. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit scared, but I had hope. I had lots of hope, but man, I really was scared. My grandma always said that where there is a will, there is always a way. And believe me, Klay Thompson had a will and Steph Curry led the way. The Golden State Warriors roared back from a 3-1 deficit, but I am jumping ahead of the story. Let's recap the juicy bits. So after Game 4, the media asked Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant what they thought about people saying that Stephen Curry was an underrated defender. They pretty much asked them what they thought about people who think that Stephen Curry does not get enough credit for his good defense that he plays. Kevin Durant, aka God's gift to basketball, was very polite and he gave a fair answer. I think he said something along the lines of Stephen Curry gets a lot of steals, but he is not always asked to guard top point guards in the league, and he is a pretty good defender. It's been a while, guys. I don't remember the details, but it was something like that. Wait a minute. How did I not see this? Based on this answer, I should have known that Kevin wanted to come to Golden State. It's okay to be nice, but KD was too nice in this scenario. Anyway, shout out to KD. Thank you, man. You did great while you were with the Dubs. Thanks, bro. Russell Westbrook, on the other hand, being the nice, polite, and decent human being that he is, heard the same question that Kevin Durant did, and instead of answering, Russell Westbrook had the nerve. Russell Westbrook had the balls. Russell Westbrook thought the best thing to do was to laugh. And that's it. The man just laughed at the reporter. What? What? Can you believe that? I know your team is competing against the Warriors, but be real, Russell. Were you laughing at people who said that Stephen Curry was a better defender than he got credit for? I really don't know if you heard the question right, or maybe you were just being you. Anyway, Stephen Curry saw what Russell Westbrook did, and I think he took offense to it. So here comes Game 5. Game 5 was supposed to be the closeout game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Game 5 should have been the game that they used to send the Warriors home and then trot on over to the finals to face LeBron James and the Cavs. But here we are. We all know that didn't happen. In Game 5, God's gift to basketball, Kevin Durant did his best. He scored 40 points, but unfortunately, that was one of those times when your best just isn't good enough. The Warriors were led by Stephen Curry, who had 31 points, and they managed to defeat the Thunder by 9 points. West Beast had no idea what he did. Now here comes Game 6. Another chance for the Oklahoma City Thunder to do what they dreamt of doing the night before, send the Warriors home. The Golden State Warriors dreamt a totally different dream. Stephen Curry was dreaming all about revenge. The Warriors were led by Klay Thompson, who just could not miss. Klay was doing Klay things, and everybody around the world just stopped to watch. He scored 41 points in that game from 11 three-pointers. You heard that right. You can go back and watch the tapes if you would like to. Curry chipped in with 31 points. I think I shouldn't have said chipped in, because even though Klay led the way with 41, Stephen Curry took over in clutch time, and it was Chef Curry at the grill, my brothers and sisters, and man, was he cooking. I really don't think Russell Westbrook gave it a second thought after Game 5 that his comments could have triggered the three-point shooting demon inside of Curry, which would have propelled them to the Game 6 victory. I'm sure when he looks back at it these days, he regrets laughing. So on to Game 7 we go. At the start of Game 7, the Thunder were pretty strong. Kevin Durant and the boys had multiple double-digit leads, but the Golden State Warriors hung around due to the incredible shooting of the Splash Brothers. For the second half, the Golden State Warriors shifted into overdrive and lockdown mode. The Oklahoma City Thunder were struggling to find and make shots while the Golden State team was just giving the ball to Curry and letting him do his thing. In the back of Steph's mind, I bet he heard Westbrook laughing, and he just kept gunning every time he heard that chuckle in his mind. The Golden State Warriors whooped the Oklahoma City Thunder in the second half, despite Kevin Durant trying to put the team on his back. Stephen Curry ended the game with 7 three-pointers and 36 points. You could see his extreme jubilation when he held the ball to let the final seconds trickle off the clock. Russell Westbrook and his chuckles and laughs were nowhere to be seen after that.